As we know, the garment sector brought millions of women workers into the formal economy, and many of them for the first time, so it's a hugely important sector. And we also know that on average, women account for 80% of the garment sector workforce. And many of the impacts of COVID-19 throughout the sector will be disproportionately felt by women because of that.
A woman's voice in leadership on this matter in the midst of COVID and after COVID absolutely matters. It's also about elevating a woman's voice into the leadership team of a particular organization. This is both a social issue and a business issue.
These jobs will be the first to go, many without social protection or safety nets. This also potentially means that pre-existing gender inequalities could be widened, and previous gains on poverty reduction and gender equality that this sector had so importantly brought forward may be lost. And we're starting to see the impacts of that on the ground.
The challenge on the ground is the main problem. Who are coming to run the production in a poor country like Bangladesh, coming for the cheap and labor market, which make everything is a bad impact and bad working condition. For example, in Bangladesh, the minimum wage is 95 USD, which is not sufficient for life and livelihood to survive. And the workers are working more than 10 hours, 12 hours, 7 days a week, even because they need extra hour to work. There is no respect, there is no dignity, there is no fundamental issues are addressing because they have no living wages, they don't have proper freedom of association and collective bargaining. And most of our garments workers in Bangladesh, female, the malnutrition is a big challenge.
Increasing women workers' participation in social dialogue is extremely important. How the women right can explain, can make to dialogue, can make to memorandum of understanding if there is no female voices there. Strategic efforts are needed to encourage the integration of gender perspective. As you know, from equal pay, better work condition, reducing gender-based violence should be discussed between employer and also the workers. Yes, of course, we need the partnership.
So we want the equal distribution and equal things, and we have more union organized, and we need more things, and we are signing a lot of collective bargaining in Bangladesh. We have a lot of good things, and also we need to overcome the challenges because we are not enemy in this industry. We are not against this industry. We love this industry, but industry should be also love the workers, especially women.
More and more today, brands are beginning to realize two things. One, the brand's voice matters in your region. And secondly, more and more brands are beginning to realize that being proactive in standing against gender-based workplace violence and harassment is actually a competitive advantage. And to not do so today will result in problems down the road where their key stakeholders like investors, employees, the media, NGOs, and others will object to their conduct and force them to change.
I think for the first time ever, workplace issues deep in the supply chain being viewed by millions of people.
Now there's an opportunity here to do things differently. And in times of crisis, and now more than ever, companies need the best solutions for complex problems.
I've been kind of working on the workplace issues in supply chains for 20 years. I've never seen this kind of interest. So, when Nazma and Ellie talking and everyone here listening, it's really going out to a lot of people now. And I think for the brands, for the investors, for all those stakeholders that Scott mentioned, they're listening more than ever too, and they're going to be under more pressure than ever. Times are changing, and we'll need to change with them.
The world is run by those who show up. In the midst of these post-COVID conversations, the topic of gender-based workplace violence and harassment must be on the agenda. Show up, be a voice, collaborate with other people, and do your best to move that agenda item up in a way that matters.